Hello, sports fans. Welcome to Tailgating. Man, I'm out here with my boy Bruce. Got Marco with me. Marco, it's Marco. You call him what you want, Hey, look, we out here having a great time. We're just going over some things of the past, reminiscing, talking about sports.
Yep.
That's what we do, And for me, I have a burden on my heart.
Uh-oh.
Something that's troubling me.
Talk to me, D.
And I know y'all Cowboy fans gonna laugh, but for me, I'm kind of upset with that Texans loss that I saw when we were playing for first place against Jacksonville. Nobody else knows about that but people in Houston and Jacksonville. I get it. But, it came down to a last-second field goal. And we lost because our kicker can't kick the ball 58 yards.
That's a distance. Now, come on.
Only 58 yards.
That's it. Only 58. You had one job, and that's to kick the ball 58 yards, and you couldn't.
Something of like 20 years ago was unheard of.
Well, you wouldn't even try it.
Right. I used to laugh because I remember I was watching the Chicago Bears. I think like 2 years in a row they got bounced out of the playoffs by a missed field goal at the end of the game, that kind of thing. And I used to think, poor people, it's just so sad. And I really was being sarcastic, but I wasn't being sarcastic when it happened to the Texans. So, boo-hoo, right? But I do have a legitimate beef with the field goal.
What's that?
It's a field goal.
Okay.
I mean, for real, it's a field goal. And if I wanted to see someone kick a ball, I go to a soccer game. But But I'm watching the NFL, and they're kicking field goals the whole game like there's nothing else to it. We saw a game just a couple of weeks ago here where they kicked, how many field goals is that? 15-6 was the final score or something like that.
All field goals. Yeah. All field goals. Yeah,
No touchdown.
Right.
So, now I may be considered crazy for this, okay? But at least I'm putting it out there in the atmosphere, right? Why don't we change the rules to field goal?
To what?
So what? Yeah.
How about you can only kick the field goal if you're beyond 40 yards.
You mean 40 and further?
Right.
Oh, okay. Okay.
If it's a
challenge.
Say fourth down roll around, okay, and if you're not outside of the 40-yard line, you can't kick it.
Unless it's within 2 minutes.
You need to go for it. Or maybe you can only kick the field goal if it's 4th and 15, at least 4th and 15. It forces you to go for it.
Well, that's a really good idea, because sometimes you kick a ball and it's worth 3 points. Sometimes it's worth 1 point.
Yeah.
What if, I'm going with you, but trying to add on to it, the distance. How about it's a 3-pointer if it's 40 beyond, it's a 1-pointer if it's 40 and closer?
Basketball.
Okay, like a basketball. If it's further out, why aren't they rewarded more if it's a challenge? And it's sort of like a consolation 1 point if you can't go any further.
Hey, I like it. But what we need to do is we need to get it in the hands of somebody that can make some change. Because I'm tired of watching these field goals. You know what I'm saying? I want to see somebody score touchdowns. I sit down to see people score touchdowns. I want to see an adventurous game. So if it's 4th and 2, I want to see you go for it.
I feel like the NFL has made changes as the game has evolved. One thing that comes into mind is like the instant replay, right? And the only thing about changing the field goal rule is that are you saying it's just because of the Texans, or are you talking about just because of the natural game of football itself? You feel like it's kind of used as a cop-out?
It's used as a cop-out.
Okay.
And I've been feeling like that for at least the last 5 seasons.
Oh, okay.
We're seeing way too many field goal attempts, and I think coaches actually play the game to play for the field goal. And another part, and I don't know if I said this already, but inside of 2 minutes, okay, you can kick field goal. You can kick field goal whenever you want to. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th down. Okay, fine, do that. But at the same time, let's just think about it here. You watch a team get the ball on their own 5-yard line or so, or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And they drive down the field. They go 80 yards. on this particular drive. 13 plays, 14 plays, and you saw some great plays along the way. And then they get down to their own 5-yard line, and all of a sudden now, oh, I got to settle for a field goal.
Yeah, and it's settling.
No, man, kick! Don't kick! No, don't bring that kick out here. Don't do that.
Yeah.
No. Let's
Special
see.
teams, baby.
Yeah, let's
So
see
you have to
somebody
go for the fourth.
it.
It's not even a punt. You go for it.
Go for
Now,
it,
I
baby.
like what you mentioned about like within the last 2 minutes. I think you might be onto something there, right? like or possibly distance. Like I feel like there's space to have this conversation. I'm going to call Roger Goodell on this one.
Why not? You go.
I'll just, hey, Roger, hey, expect my phone call. I'll be calling you up.
Well, you know, these kickers nowadays are so good. You have more valid point. I mean, you know, here I keep going back to the old school Cowboys, but I mean, Super Bowl IV, I mean, Jim O'Brien kicked a game-winning field goal and it's 35 yards. We weren't even sure if he could make it, you know? So, I mean, now we're talking, that's a chip shot. Isn't that about the distance of an extra point? Because these guys are so good at it.
Now, see, they changed that.
Yeah,
They changed that. You're no longer kicking from the, what is it they call the hash? Was it like the 2-yard line or whatever?
Oh yes, that's right. Yeah.
They changed it now, and they backed that line up
to make it more difficult.
Make it more difficult, right?
Right.
Why? Because it was so much of an automatic.
It was.
I want to see that. All right, now let's see your kicker prove that he can kick, and let's back that extra point up. Up.
And reward him for the distance.
And reward him for the distance.
I like
That's
it.
right.
We're onto something.
Right. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, we're onto something.
And you know, on kicking though, one thing I noticed on this last game we were at, just the kickoffs are almost an obsolete thing. I don't, you know, I mean, they didn't run it back once this last game we were at with the Cowboys.
That's
Neither
right,
team, they either kicked it out of the end
end
zone or was so deep in the end zone that guy was just like, he ain't taking that one back out. So it's like that excitement's gone. And I realize that it's safety of why they've made these changes, but I mean, I don't even know if kickoffs are valid anymore as far as excitement.
Right.
It's just a quick play so they can go back to a commercial.
Right. Right, and look, and you get the ball on the 25 instead of the 20.
The 20.
You know,
So they have made changes.
so
in the
they've
game.
made some changes.
So why not this one?
Yeah.
Why not this one?
Yeah.
Roger. Hey, Roger, we need to talk to you.
He's probably listening.
He subscribed. I think I saw it.
You scroll. All right. Hey, look. Tell us what you think. Leave us a comment below. Hey, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Also.
And subscribe, yep.
But yeah. Leave us a comment and let us know, what do you feel about field goals? And look, I'm not just salty because the Texans lost to a field goal. We shouldn't have had that man out there kicking no 58-yard field goal anyway. What you really should have did,
Just go
coach,
for it.
You should, well, what you should have did on 4th down during the drive in the first play, or 3rd down anyway, you shouldn't have been throwing a pass on 3rd and 1, okay? You should have been running the ball up the gut and crushing people like real football players.
Intensity.
So thank you for joining us. Hey, guess what? We're tailgating, baby. That's what we do, all right? Hey, like and subscribe, leave us a comment, and we'll see you on our next episode. Thank you for joining.